y'all. I'm sitting here, man, Unique Mecca Audio with the world famous Casanova's sister, Shane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, and the people want to know, because I know we have a lot of supporters out there. What was it like growing up with him? Tell us about when was he born? You know, what do you remember growing up about him as your brother? You know?
Well, we all had our little issues back in the days when we were younger and all that. I'm not going to sit here and say Casanova, Cas, none. You know, that's we call him. I'm not going to say that he was the best child, but he was a child. He lived in a child's age. He did child stuff, you know, got in trouble. But at a certain age, none of Caswell he's one of the coolest people, because I got to speak like that, you know. Yeah. He's a hype person. Let's just say it like that. And that's been him since he was young. He always fitted in because of his aura, his personality. So with that, he got into a lot of trouble mixing with the wrong people, gangs and all that stuff, selling drugs and all that stuff. And it landed him where he was doing time and all that stuff. But in the midst of all of that, he came out and he tried to do something different. Kaz, when he came out with a whole different attitude. He was just so cool. He was a giver. He cracked jokes. He's just that hype person, like, yo.
I know you miss him.
Yeah, because he's the type of person that you would want around you, because he's the life of the party and he's real.
Damn, he sounds like Unique.
If I tell you, if you was ever to meet him in person, you would adore him, because he'll take care of you too. He's just one of those people. When you're around him, he's gonna be like, yo, I got you. But when he got out of jail, he changed, because I'm that sister that put him in Local 79. Like, he wanted something different. He's like, sis, like, I gotta make a difference. I got a kid, blah, 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 you know, this is something for me. So I said, all right, you know what? Let's do this. He was ready. He went through the interview and all. They loved him. At school, they talked about how he is, because I was like, yo, that's my brother. They spoke about how he is and how determined and how strong his will is. He did that for a little while, and I guess because of him being used to fast money, construction money wasn't fast, and he started rapping. And we didn't think that he was going to do it, and he did it. You know, he did it. Like, because anybody know, he's not a rapper, but he fit that spot. You know, so he did it right. He stayed
he had the swag. He had the image.
He had the swag, the image. And anybody, if you was to interview them and say, they would have nothing to say bad about Casanova. He's loyal. He's a cool cat, and he's one of us. He's real. Let's put it like that. He's not a bad person, but you had to see him from when we was younger. Oh my God.
But tell us about that. Let me hear that.
No, seriously. Cass was a terror. He would even, I don't know if I could say this on there, it was sometimes when girls would come to me, and be like, yo, your brother, like, I can't fuck with him. Like, yo, why? He got a anaconda. He got and he would go around bragging about it and match it to the phones and all that stuff. Even in school.
Oh, Unique.
Yeah, even in school, because I had Cass stay with me for a little while. Even in school, he was a little terror. But he was like, fuck it. Terror. He wasn't where he was trying to, like, beat up anybody or whatever. It was just him, he's a prankster. Put it like that. So with that, yeah, it was just so cool. You really have to know who Cass is, understand where he came from and why he is the way that he is now, and even with family, because you even see him at some point, he said, forget family, because he felt like nobody was there, how you did that time and all that stuff, and we talked and you said none of your friends came through and all that stuff. So but then you try to make a difference and let him know still, like, yo, I love you, because Cass, he's cool. And I will never take that from him. His personality, who he is, he changed a lot from him growing up to where he's at now. He came a long way because he started becoming a troublemaker. Even in the Bronx, let's say in the Bronx, he hung out. I lived on 174th and 175th in the Grand Concourse. If you know anything, that's like the center of drugs or whatever the case may be. Next door had the biggest, like, it wasn't a project, it was a big building or whatever, and everybody was all in there, the drugs and all that. So they got familiar. He hung with them, and then next thing you know, he started selling the drugs and all that, started looking good and all that.
Right.
And his whole attitude changed, and he
The
just
swag
became,
came in.
yeah, the swag came in, and then he had to prove himself. This when he started getting guns and all that stuff, started shooting up my building and all that stuff. Then I was like, I don't know about you, but I live here and you gotta go because now you're making it dangerous. But needless to say, he took it away from there, and then he just wanted to do better. He stuck with the drugs for a little while. He did the time. He got out, and he just changed. That's why what they're saying about him now.
Changed how? Let them know how he changed.
He changed. He's not that same person. He's not going. He used to rob banks.
Bad.
He changed in a good way.
There you go. Talk to him.
A great way, because he wanted to be more. He's like, sis, you don't understand. There's just so much out here. Even in some of the videos, even if you see on Instagram, where he talks about is, I don't want to get locked up. I don't want to do the same thing. Even when he had that problem with Tekashi and all that, he's like, no, I don't want to do that. So what they're planning on him is what's really bothering me, because I know that's not my brother. All that they're saying, I know that's not my brother. He's just a cool hype person. And you got to make it look like that because of who you are. You know?
You got to put the image out there.
You got to put that image out there. If you get to know Cass, which you will, because he's going to beat this, and I'm going to make sure you,
All right.
And he's cool. And that's why when I went up to you and I spoke to you last night, I was like, you just remind me so much of my brother. And to hear that you went through it, it really, you know, it sat good with me. You know?
You know? But see, that's what all of this is about, man. We did our dirt when we was younger, because everybody did. That's why they pull up stuff even politicians did when they was in college. Yes. When they stole their granddaddy car and crashed it and did a hit and run, and you know, the local town buried it so that they could move forward in life. Those are things that, you know, they did, and now they're congressmen and they're making the laws to make things so-called better for us. You know what I mean? Not giving my opinion nail here. But, you know, that's what that is. Now, we sold drugs and we did this and that. You know what I mean? I did 26 years for it. I felt it was too much time. I definitely deserved to do time. Let's get that right, because I broke the law, right? But that was too much time to say go die in prison and I didn't kill nobody. And they said, take this over 20 years too. You know what I mean? Now, it didn't take me 26 years to rehabilitate myself. And let's get it right. It took over a decade for me to rehabilitate myself. So I'm not telling you that I did this overnight. This took time. This took me wanting to do better. And I only want to do a little bit better.